And we are live from the Ohio Health Ice House in Columbus, Ohio for the Women's D1 tournament. This game is Game 1, Series number 2 of the day. This game between the University of Colorado Buffaloes and the Michigan State University Spartans. The game earlier today was between Miami and Lindenwood. Miami pulled out Game 1, 2-1 over Lindenwood, coming off a very strong first from Lindenwood. Miami turned it around, scored 2 goals in the third period, and pulled out that game. The game today, some things to notice. In the 2 earlier matchups in the season, Michigan State pulled out games on back-to-back days, 4-3 and then 5-2 in favor of the Spartans. Another thing to note is the University of Colorado Buffaloes only have 14 players on their entire roster, while the Michigan State Spartans have 22 players on their roster. While that may not come into effect in today's game, it should be something to note in the future, as maybe Colorado will get tired, maybe not. Colorado also doesn't have any scratches on their roster. When you have 14 players, expect them all to get a lot of ice time, a lot of minutes, and hopefully they should all have a good game. For the Michigan State Spartans, there's only one scratch, Kendall Anderson. With 22 players on the roster, I could possibly see Anderson getting a start, or not a start, but a being unscratched and dressed in the future. The head coach for the Buffaloes is Ashley Reebok, with assistant coaches Dean Reebok and Carrie Jickling. And then the coaches for the Spartans, head coach Robert Blackburn, along with assistant coaches Cassie Jekyll, Ronald Bloomberg, Ken Gallagher, and then assistant coaches Tara Rails and goaltending coach Ryan Evans. Now both teams are taking the ice. I think that today's game could be very close. The last 2 matchups between the Buffaloes and the Spartans, they were a while ago. These 2 teams have played a lot of games since then. They should be more warmed up to each other, and while there could be a feeling out process in the beginning of the first period, we should see a very good game after that. Both teams now are taking their positions on the goal lines, and we should be hearing from our PA announcer, Andy Storrs, in the near future for the starting lineups and our national anthem.
Fans and fans watching the live webcast on the ACHA YouTube network, welcome to the Ohio Health Ice House in Columbus, Ohio for the 2018 American Collegiate Hockey Association Women's Division I National Championship Tournament, hosted by the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. This is ACHA Public Address Announcer Andy Storrs. Today's game number 2 features on the visiting team bench the number 6 seed, the University of Colorado Buffaloes. And on the home team bench, the number 3 seed, Michigan State University Spartans. Let's meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. First, for the Colorado Buffaloes, in goal, a sophomore from Wakania, Minnesota, number 30, Lexi Hartman. On defense, a sophomore from Denver, Colorado, number 6, Maura Gift. On defense, a freshman from Eagan, Minnesota, number 17, Annika Isabard. At center, a junior from Boulder, Colorado, number 8, Leah MacArthur. On left wing, a senior from Fort Collins, Colorado, number 24, Alyssa Wada. And at right wing, a sophomore from Westminster, Colorado, number 7, Mariah Daly. The head coach of the Buffaloes is Ashley Ribick. The assistants are Dean Ribick and Carrie Jickling. Now let's meet the starting lineups for the home team bench. The Michigan State Spartans. In goal, a senior from Franklin, Michigan, number 1, Hannah Johnson. On defense, a junior from Reading, Massachusetts, number 6, Andrea Uglietta. On defense, a junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 21, Shireen Niffendahl. At center, a sophomore from Maple Grove, Minnesota, number 3, Maddie Wolfsman. At left wing, a junior from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, number 8, Kelsey Jekyll. And at right wing, a junior from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, number 11, Ashley Esther. The head coach of the Spartans is Robert Blackburn. His assistant coaches are Cassie Jekyll, Ronald Bloomberg, and Kim Gallagher. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise and kindly remove all caps and join me, soloist Andy Storrs and organist Gary Lichtart in the singing and playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And with the conclusion of the national anthem, we should have the game underway shortly here in Columbus, Ohio. Both teams making some last-minute preparations, getting ready for the game, getting themselves mentally prepared, and what should be a strong effort from both clubs tonight. Buffaloes went ahead and rallied around netminder Hartman. Got a bit of a chant going, and now go get their helmets on and get out and get on the ice and get this game underway. Both teams now approaching the center face-off dot. We have Michigan State going from right to left and Colorado going from left to right. And we are underway in Columbus. Opening draw is won by the Spartans. Now they lug into the offensive end and a shot thrown on goal there. That one goes just wide. Now away come the Buffaloes. Dumping into the zone and now going after it is Daly. Gets dumped around the boards, and scrumming for it now is Wada. She's unable to gain possession, though, as now Michigan State comes away with it only briefly as Wada continues to fight for the puck. And now the Spartans come away with it with Wolfsman. Wolfsman lugging through neutral ice. Looks to throw it into the middle, trying to connect with Astor. That pass just doesn't quite work. Blocked away by the Buffaloes, and now they bring it back there, bring it back the other way. MacArthur had it go off her stick, and now back with it is Wolfsman. Wolfsman throws it into the middle of the ice, looking for Jekyll. That doesn't connect. And away now come the Buffaloes in the form of MacArthur. MacArthur dumps in and goes off for a change. Going in after it now is the captain, Marissa Danos. The Spartans come away with it, though, and they'll bring it out of their defensive end. And a good pass through neutral ice, and now bringing it into the offensive end is Graham. And Graham's shot is stopped by Hartman, and we'll have a face-off. Strong opening to the game from both sides. A good attack, back and forth play. That's a sign of things to come. We should be in for a treat of a game today. Face-off won by the Buffaloes, and it gets sent around the boards. Spartans are the first one to it, and now both teams battle for it along the near wall, and eventually it comes away for Dreher. Dreher plays it around the boards. It's taken by Kieft. She twists it onwards now for Danos. Danos tries to go back to Kieft, and now both teams battle for it, and eventually Danos comes away. She plays ahead now for Ash. Ash throws one into the zone, and she goes and retrieves it herself. And puck flips up through the offensive end and eventually comes away and then gets backhanded on goal by Ash. That one's easily patted away, though, by Johnson. Puck remains loose in the offensive end of the Buffaloes, and they continue to battle for it. Now the puck put right out in front, and a quick wrist shot. That one gets blocked down out in front. Now a scramble for it, and the puck goes just wide, and a quick shot thrown on goal. Johnson cuts it off as the sharp angle shot was not going to beat her short side. And then another quick shot, and it's in! A quick shot and score from Leah MacArthur. And just like that, the Colorado Buffaloes jump out to an early 1-0 lead. Just an offensive onslaught there. They came into the zone, and they just pressured and pressured, and every time that it looked like the Spartans were about to get it out of their zone, just another forced turnover, and then they just weren't able to produce anything, and eventually the puck found its way to the back of the net. Buffaloes now, off the draw, dump it right back into the zone. They look to get back to work. Battling for it now are the Spartans. And they eventually come away with it in the form of Schroeder. Schroeder sends it down the boards, hoping to connect with Diffendahl. Now the puck squirts free from a pile in the far corner, and eventually coming away with it are the Buffaloes. Puck is now battled for along the near wall and eventually dumped back in by Smith, but it doesn't get all the way down, and now the Buffaloes regain possession. Coming away with it now and dumping it in is Wada. And puck goes around the boards as the Buffaloes go off for a change, and coming away with it now are the Spartans. Spartans continue to attempt to dump it into the zone, and they finally get it into their end. But quickly on it are the Buffaloes. But a quick turnover in the offensive end and passed across the net mouth, and a great save by Hartman of a quick shot right across the net mouth by Wolzman. A solid save and a good chance to tie the game goes by the boards. Now face off in the offensive end of the Spartans. Buffaloes have one too many players on the ice. One comes off, and now we'll get things underway, and the Buffaloes win the draw. Goes around the boards looking for Danos. Pass doesn't connect, and the Spartans come away with it, if only briefly, as now here come the Buffaloes. Roaring down the wing now is Leah MacArthur, our goal scorer from tonight. That play is offsides, and we'll have a face-off. Both teams making line changes in preparation for this draw. And we have a false start on the face-off, so we'll redrop the puck. Neither Ash nor Cross got tossed out of the circle. Same two players will redraw again, and there it is. This face-off won by the Spartans. That pass by the Spartans goes off the boards and goes directly to the Buffaloes, and they'll take possession. Now a battle for it along the far wall, right inside the Spartans' offensive end, and a quick shot goes off the back of a teammate. And away now come the Buffaloes. Passed up the middle looking for Ash, and that pass is incomplete, and it leads to another offsides. After allowing that early goal, the Spartans are doing a good job of not allowing the Buffaloes to even get into their end. Buffaloes are having a hard time getting a sustained attack going as they can't get across the blue line at the moment. There's the puck drop. Face-off won by the Buffaloes as they look to get their attack started. A quick dump into the zone. But the Spartans take that and send it right back out of their end. But now right back in possession with it there, if only briefly, was MacArthur. And now MacArthur still continuing to battle through traffic and with the puck. But it squirts out of their end, and the Buffaloes will have to retreat back to neutral ice and dump it back into the zone. Now with possession in her own defensive end is Diffendahl. Diffendahl loses control, and coming away with it now are the Buffaloes, but immediately possession taken right back by the Spartans as a pass to Crum is just a bit too much in her skates and she can't handle it. And coming away with it now are the Buffaloes. Buffaloes retreated all the way back to their defensive end and then turned over the puck, and a quick shot there by Savage goes wide of the cage. Now battled for in the far corner. The Buffaloes come away with it and they look to get out of their end, and they now bring it up through neutral ice. With possession now is Kieft. Kieft still on the puck, looking for help. Finds it up at the point in Ash, and Ash's wrist shot is blockered away. A solid save by Johnson. Now players battle for it along the far wall, and it gets out to neutral ice. And goes all the way back to the defensive end, and retreating back to get it is Dreher. Dreher with possession. Her pass just a bit off the mark, and now the Spartans take possession in their offensive end, looking for a quick opportunity off that turnover. Passed back now and controlled by Smith. Smith sends it right across the net mouth, but no one's there to connect with it, and it goes by the boards into the far wall. The Buffaloes with possession now. They hold it in their own defensive end, looking for passing lanes to get an attack started. Puck sent up high, out of the reach of McIver, and now the Spartans gain possession again. Spartans in their own offensive end, still trying to find a lane to get a shot on goal. Both teams battling for it, and the Spartans continue to scrum. Puck now gets sent around behind, looking for a passing lane out into the slot, but the Buffaloes taking everything away, and now they get it out to neutral ice and all the way back down into the defensive end. Two players racing hard as Danos did a good job to make sure that there was no icing, and that pass right diagonal across the zone, almost jumped by the Buffaloes, but it escapes to neutral ice. Crisis averted for the Spartans. Now MacArthur dumps the puck back into the zone. And now intercepted right in the zone, and a quick shot, and she scores! A quick goal from Kendall Santelli. Just caught the puck in her glove off a quick dump out attempt from the Spartans. Made an easy breakaway opportunity off a turnover and roofed it into the top left corner, and just like that, it's 2-0 in favor of the Buffaloes. With the Spartans right now, there's a lot of hockey left to be played. You just got to limit defensive zone turnovers. Buffaloes now battle for the puck and come away with possession. Puck, that pass sent a bit too hard, goes off the boards, but then a dump-in attempt gets caught by Hannafy. Now she looks for a pass up to Wada. That pass just off the mark. And another dump-in attempt by the Spartans leads to possession gained by the Buffaloes. Buffaloes continue to hold in their own defensive zone as they look to get out. Cross-ice pass attempt for Daly. A bit too far, and it's taken by the Spartans, if only briefly. Now a pass up ice to Wada. Wada stripped of the puck, though, and away with it now come the Spartans. Graham dumps it around the boards, and it comes loose, and a play for Wada there goes off the mark. And now Lord with it for the Spartans. Spartans dump it into the zone, and now the Buffaloes control from their own defensive end. That pass a bit too far for everybody, and now possession taken away by the Spartans in the form of Crum. Crum passes off, but then a quick strip effort, and away with it come the Buffaloes. Buffaloes now with the puck in their offensive end, looking to start up an attack is Daly. Daly sends it running pass right out in front. Now Daly with a shot, and that one patted away by Johnson, a strong save. And now passed across for Crum. Crum with space, looking to make something happen, but a quick steal, and away with it come the Buffaloes. Buffaloes through neutral ice. Quick shot is off the mark. And they continue to circle, passed right out in front. And right with it there was Ash, but she was unable to pull the trigger, and Johnson covers up for a faceoff. 11:34 remaining in the first period. The score right now is 2-0 Buffaloes. They have just played a good all-around game and a good job forcing turnovers by the Buffaloes and keeping play out of their end. Face-off won by the Spartans. They take possession. Both teams battle for it, and away with it now come the Spartans. They bring it out of their own defensive end. With it now is Lord. Lord dumps it into the zone. She's going after it herself. Looking for a pass out in front, and a quick pass right across the net mouth. No one there to pot it in on the empty backdoor try. Now sent around the boards by the Buffaloes. It comes out to the point, where it's controlled again by the Spartans. They send it back around. Going after it there is Laurie Very. She's unable to gain possession, and now away come the Buffaloes. With it now is McIver. She dumps it in and immediately goes off for a change. Now with control are the Spartans. Spartans, though, turn it over in their own defensive end. With it now is Kieft. Kieft shot, and a quick turnaround try, and a good chance there for MacArthur to get her second of the game. Just goes wide. MacArthur now battling for possession, along with Wolzman and another Buffalo player. And finally, it gets forced out to neutral ice where the Buffaloes regain possession, if only briefly, as now Wolzman controls for the Spartans. Wolzman walks through neutral ice, walks by a couple defenders, takes a shot ringing off the pipe. So close to cutting the Buffalo lead in half. And now the puck loose in the slot is covered up by Hartman. 10:08 to go in the first period. The Spartans with a good offensive possession there, looking to get this game closer to even. Face-off is won by the Buffaloes. They send it up the boards, and coming away with it now is Wada. Wada looking for help. Pass goes off the mark, but now coming away with it is Ash. Ash with possession, looking for a passing lane out in front. She goes with a wraparound try. Johnson couldn't find it, but luckily her defense did. And a good keep in the zone there by Dreher, and it's dumped right back in by the Buffaloes. The Spartans now scrumming forward in the near corner. Away with it now comes Cross, and she sends it around. Where the Spartans look for a long stretch pass there for Graham. That one goes just off the mark, and that'll go all the way down. No icing, though. And now both teams battling for it in the Buffalo defensive end. Buffaloes come away with possession. A good effort there by MacArthur to get it into the zone, and she goes after it, twisting it right out in front. No one there, though, except Spartan jerseys, and they come away with possession. Skating down ice with it now is Crum. Crum with a great move. Puck loose in the slot, and she's just not quite able to bury it. A good effort by Hartman to keep the puck out. Now it gets dumped down by the Buffaloes. Sensing blood in the water, they just wanted to clear it as fast as they could, and that will be an icing. Now the Buffaloes with a tired line on the ice, they're unable to change. They're going to probably look to win this draw and go for a change as quickly as possible. Faceoff is won by the Buffaloes. They have possession right now. Now they lose it to the Spartans, but quickly regain it. And away out of the zone come the Buffaloes. Quickly, though, it's turned over to the Spartans as they bring it through neutral ice and into the offensive end. Racing down ice now is Lord. Lord with a shot short side, and it goes right across the net mouth, but unable to put it home on the back door was Nanti. The Buffaloes with it, but can't get it all the way into their end, and away with it now come the Spartans. Spartans unable to get out of neutral territory, and it gets dumped in by the Buffaloes. The Spartans go after it. Now they control in their own defensive end. And that pass to get out of their end is turned over, and now the Buffaloes have it at neutral ice. Both teams trying to get a sustained attack going right now. And some body contact there, and down go one of the Buffaloes players, and a delayed offsides, and we have a whistle. As not realizing there was a delayed offsides there was McIver. While the Spartans had a bit of a slower start that led to the Buffaloes' 2-0 lead in this game, they have definitely awoken to the task and are playing a much stronger second half of this period. And are just all around playing better hockey right now. Both teams are playing a strong game. That faceoff is won by the Buffaloes, and they send it back into the zone. And now possession for the Spartans. Spartans unable to clear the zone as a pass led to a broken stick. And away with it now come the Buffaloes. Buffaloes, though, unable to get out of their end. They still have possession, though, in their end. Now looking for a shot. Buffaloes with a quick shot there. It gets blocked out in front. A good block by McManaman. And another chance for the Buffaloes goes just wide. A couple good chances here on this series as they look to take a 3-0 lead. Now both teams battling for it along the near wall. Both teams continue to scrum for it. Neither team can seem to pull away. And now finally the Buffaloes come away with it. And a quick shot, and it's buried. A great finish by MacArthur for her second of the game. Came out of the scrum all by herself. Both teams were taking advantage of the scrum along the wall to make changes. She found herself all alone with Johnson and just pulled it back and roofed it top shelf to make a 3-0 Buffalo lead with 6:51 to go in the first period. Johnson having a conversation with her defenders, probably looking for help in the near future as the last 2 goals she's been hung out to dry. And now winning the draw are the Buffaloes. Now he dumped the puck into the zone. Going after it and gaining possession now is Lord. Lord sends it up the boards. And now coming down ice with it is Smith. Smith working her way through the offensive end. Still with possession and eventually gives it up for Lord. Lord's shot is handled easily and covered by Hartman. And we'll go to a face-off. The Buffaloes have continued to do a good job of generating turnovers and odd man rushes in their offensive end, and that is what has led to a 3-0 lead. The Buffaloes managed to clear their end, if just barely. But barely is still enough, and now it gets out to neutral territory where it is controlled by the Spartans. Spartans look to dump it into the zone, and they do. The Buffaloes go after it, and the Spartans come away with possession in the form of Wolzman. Wolzman takes a shot. That one gets a rebound, comes out, but no one able to shoot anything off the rebound. He comes back out to the point for another shot through traffic, and it doesn't find its way all the way through. Looking for a deflection there was Jekyll. Puck loose, and a quick shot, and another shot by Jekyll, and now it not covered up, and the puck is still loose, and eventually possession is taken by the Buffaloes. Buffaloes send it back up, and the Buffaloes lose possession, and the Spartans send it back up to the point. Savage with possession. She takes a shot, and that one goes just wide to the left of the cage. And another shot from the other point, and this one covered up and frozen by Hartman. 5:26 to go in the first period here at the Ohio Health Ice House in Columbus. The Buffaloes currently lead 3-0, but the Spartans are doing everything they can to answer and make this game a bit closer before intermission. Spartans poke it free in the offensive end. Going after it now is Graham. Graham looks to set it up in the slot, unable to do so, and the Buffaloes come away with possession. Both teams battling for it right in front of the Colorado bench. Colorado wins the battle. They come away with possession in the form of McIver. Played off the boards now, and it goes all the way into the Michigan State defensive end, but they gain possession. And now Weaver dumps it in, and it goes around the boards, and going after it and gaining possession now are the Buffaloes. Buffaloes pass there, looking for MacArthur, goes just off the mark, and now the Spartans take possession. If only briefly, as now MacArthur has it in her own defensive end. Both teams now battling for it once again along the near wall. Away with it come the Spartans. Looking for a quick shot there. No lane ever opened up for Nanti, and away come now the Buffaloes. MacArthur just dumps into the zone as she was gassed and needed a change. And away come the Spartans looking to start up their own attack. The Spartans unable to get it through neutral ice, and away now come the Buffaloes. And a quick odd man rush opportunity now for Ash. Ash with a shot, and that one goes just wide, possibly catching the glove of Johnson. And it goes into the corner where now both teams battle for it, and away come the Spartans. Spartans set it up through neutral ice as Nanti plays it forward. It's eventually taken, but quickly turned over, and now coming away with it is Astor. Astor's shot is covered up by Hartman, and we'll have a draw. 3:44 to go in the first period. Spartans have been pushing. Feels like it might just be a matter of time till they draw one closer in this game. Spartans with possession in their offensive end. Dangling around looking for help. Unable to find it though was Wolzman. Wolzman plays it down low. Back up to Wolzman. She walks into the slot on her backhand. Unable to pull the trigger though. Now it goes back down low for Wolzman. Wolzman with a sharp angle shot. That one goes just over the net. Unable to connect. Wolzman with it in behind the net. Puts it right under the slot. Has no help there though. And away with it now come the Buffaloes. MacArthur dumps it down to the opposite blue line, but the Spartans gain possession and a slow wrist shot on goal, easily patted away by Hartman. Wolzman now battling for it. Both teams scrumming for it right behind Hartman. She watches, making sure she knows where that puck's winding up. And away with it now come the Buffaloes. They look to and succeed in getting it out of their end and to neutral ice. Now a solid forecheck from Wada, but the Spartans having none of it. They get it out of their end, if only briefly, as the Buffaloes bring it right back in on the stick of Ash. Ash loses possession though, and the Spartans clear it out of their end, and now going after it is Weaver. Weaver with a solid forecheck, forces a turnover. Graham with a shot, and it's covered up by Hartman. A great play there by the Spartans, just quite doesn't work. The goaltending of Hartman a little bit better. The score remains 3-0 with 2:17 to go in the first period. Face-off now in the Buffaloes' defensive zone. And the draw is won by the Buffaloes. They come away with it and they dump it all the way down. Going in hard after and winning the race is McIver. McIver looked to pass one out in front, but it gets immediately blocked down by the Spartans. Now the pass out in front is successful, and a quick shot gets gobbled up and frozen by Johnson. A bomb from the point by Isabari. Johnson having none of it. Clear sight line, easy save. Both teams making line changes. The Spartans made a full 5-team line change and just a forward change for the Buffaloes. Buffaloes win the draw, but both teams wind up battling for it, and eventually the Buffaloes come away with possession. They send it down around the boards where the Spartans will go and retrieve. Controlling now and sending it around the boards is Rajapal. And now a quick backhand try. Doesn't quite work. And the Buffaloes still can hold possession though. Looking for help, and a quick shot from Kieft there. Doesn't go on frame as it gets blocked out in front by the Spartans. And a delayed penalty upcoming on the Buffaloes. Buffaloes get one off for the extra, get the goalie off for the extra attacker, but it is touched up by the Buffaloes. And now a face-off ensuing for the Spartans. Spartans have been pushing really hard through the second half of this first period, and this face-off and this power play could be exactly what they need to get right back into this game. They can get one before the first to make it 3-1 going into the intermission. They could come out strong in the second period and quickly draw even if the Buffaloes aren't careful. This face-off is won by the Spartans. They come away with possession in the form of Jekyll. Jekyll controls. Now it gets sent up to the point for a quick shot and a rebound opportunity, and they bury it. Early power play goal. A quick shot from the point from Astor comes out for a rebound and is immediately spun around and buried by Kelsey Cross, the senior out of Cody, Wyoming. Be a senior in your last year of competition and get a goal in the national tournament's gotta feel good, especially when it's a goal as important as this one, bringing your team back within 2 goals in the first period, and now all the momentum seems to be swinging towards the Spartans. Puck dumped in by the Buffaloes. Spartans go after it. The Buffaloes come away with possession though, and they send it up to the point for Isabart. It goes cross ice now for Keft. Keft goes back cross ice, looking for the backdoor pass for Ash. That one just goes off the mark. And now the Spartans have possession. And the Spartans bring it out of their zone with the stick of Jekyll. and now dumped in by Wolzman right on net, and it's covered up by Hartman with 31.2 seconds to go in this first period. A great close to the period by the Spartans. They showed signs of life after about the 10-minute mark. Right at about the halfway point of this period, they started really digging their skates in, skating hard, and playing solid hockey, and it finally paid off with a goal late in the first. And the Spartans win the draw, but the puck gets all the way back out to neutral ice, and a dump-in attempt goes up into the bench, and so we'll have a draw coming outside of the zone with 27.2 to go in the first. Enough time for both teams to maybe get one last sustained attack. Spartans win the draw, come away with possession. Now passed right up in the slot. Good chance there for Crum. She's unable to generate anything, and now the Buffaloes have possession with 15 seconds to go. Enough time for one more rush, but they don't hold possession for long as now the Spartans have it. Possibly enough time to get a couple more shots off, but now the Buffaloes come away with possession. They get it out as far as neutral ice. And now Lord goes to dump it in with 1 second left, and that will be it for the first period. The score at the end of one, the Michigan State University Spartans have 1, and the University of Colorado Buffaloes have 3. We will return to the Columbus Ice House here in Columbus, Ohio, after the break for the second period. You are listening to the YouTube network of the ACHA. And we are back at the Columbus, Ohio, at the Ohio Health Ice House here for Series 2, game number 1 between the Michigan State Spartans and the Colorado Buffaloes. This is the second period. The Buffaloes are currently up 3-1, but the Spartans closed out the first period with a strong push, and it led to them bringing this game to a 2-goal deficit. And watch out for them to keep that push going right here to start the second period. They had a lot of momentum at the end, and we'll see if they can carry it over through the intermission. Both teams now getting ready for the puck drop to kick off the second period, and the draw is won by the Spartans. With possession now and looking to dump it into the zone was DeCossin. Now possession taken away by the Buffaloes. Buffaloes get it out through neutral ice, and then going back and retreating to get it is Savic. Savic sends it around the boards. And going after it now are the Buffaloes, but the Spartans come away with possession. Wolzman sends it cross ice and connects with Astor. Astor has it only briefly as possession is taken by Kieft. But now turned over to Wolzman right in the front of the net, and a great chance turned aside by Hartman. Dumping it around, looking to get it out of the zone there with the Buffaloes. That doesn't work. Goes to the point for a quick shot. Wolzman deflected it out in front, but it wound up going just wide. Sent right out in front by Astor, but no one there but Buffalo jerseys, and the Buffaloes get it out of the zone. And crisis averted there, and they'll go off for a change as the Spartans take possession now. DeCossin with it. She sends it down ice, hoping to connect there with Weaver. Gets dumped back in by the Buffaloes, but going back to get it and gaining possession now is Savic. Savic sending it up the wing, and looking to dump it down is Graham. Graham gets it into their the Spartan offensive end only briefly. Then a dump in by Savic goes off of Graham and throws it off, and that allows the Buffaloes to get possession, if only briefly, as it's eventually dumped back in by Ugleta. Sent around the boards now, and going after it is Dreyer. Dreyer sends it around and connects with Danos. Danos now with possession. She goes back to Dreyer. Dreyer plays it around the boards, hoping to get McIver. Racing down ice now with it is Dreyer. It's turned over though, and now the Spartans take possession. Taking off with it is Cross. Cross leaves it at the point in a quick shot. Gets deflected and goes off of Nanti and goes back out to neutral ice, where it's battled for, and eventually coming away with it is the Spartans. Diffendahl with possession, looking to get an attack going. She decides to dump it in cross ice. The only player there to get it is Larson. Larson gets taken down from behind, and the Buffaloes to come away with it. Both teams now battling for it along the near wall. It manages to come out to neutral ice through the course of the battle, and the Buffaloes come away with possession. Cross ice pass just off the mark, and now the Spartans take possession. A lot of play in neutral ice so far this period, neither team really being able to get a sustained attack. Buffaloes with possession, their own defensive end. The Spartans come away with it though. Quickly it was turned over, and now both teams going after it. And eventually it is dumped back in by the Spartans, and the Buffaloes will go back to retrieve. Buffaloes get it out of their end, and it'll go all the way back down to the Spartans' defensive end. Not far enough for an icing though. And the Spartans will look to get their attack started again. They turn it over to the Buffaloes, and the Buffaloes dump it all the way down. And now going in hard after it is Ash. Ash pressures, but the Spartans keep possession, if only briefly, as now Ash gains possession. But quickly it is taken back, and coming away with it now is DeCossin. DeCossin plays it up the middle, where it's taken by Laviri. It's controlled there, but taken back now, and flipped it down ice by the Buffaloes. Played right out in front, and Johnson's going to pounce on it, and that will lead to a face-off. 16-12 to go in the second period. It remains 3-1 here. The Spartans have been pushing hard and are currently having the better period. We'll see if they can keep up this pace throughout the second, and if it will pay off. The Spartans win the draw, but quickly it's turned over, and a one-timer right from the slot. And it's in! It's in! A bomb from the slot off a turnover. and Kelsey Jekyll, the junior, and his St. Clair Shores, Michigan, buries it. The Spartans won the draw, but quickly turned it over, and then it was dished right out into the slot, and just a clap bomb from right in front of Johnson. Not much she can do about that one, and just like that, it is 4-1 Buffaloes. Both teams getting ready for the pit puck drop. A little bit of a false start on both sides. We'll reset and get back to it. Now both teams ready to go. And there's the puck drop. It is won by the Spartans. Played off the boards and flipped into the zone. Going after it, looking to retrieve is Dreyer, and she will. Dreyer looking to flip it off the boards, but it's shot back in by the Spartans. And a second shot by the Spartans. That one deflects off the outside of the cage. Almost looked like it was in there for a second. But Dreyer comes away with it now for the Buffaloes. And away they come, but Astor for the Spartans manages to take possession. And she plays it, but doesn't get it all the way into the zone. But now forcing an interception, coming away with it. And a quick shot, and that one covered up. A strong shot by Wolzman, but a better save from Hartman. And the score remains 4-1 with 15:29 to go in the second period. The Spartans have continued to push, but just a bad turnover in their end led to an easy opportunity for the Buffaloes to extend this lead, and that hurts when you've been pushing, you've been having the better period, and yet you're still down 3. Buffaloes with it, looking to get it out of their end finally, and they will. But the Spartans quickly turn it around and bring it right back in. The Buffaloes, though, fighting them hard right as they came across the line, but Graham comes away with it, puts it out right in front in a quick shot. Hartman stops it once. It's loose out in front, comes all the way back to the point, and now held, and waiting for it there is Diffendahl. Diffendall's shot gets blocked down in front, doesn't get all the way through, and Graham comes away with possession. Graham sends it back up for Diffendahl. Diffendall's shot gets blocked down in front by Weaver, and another shot doesn't get all the way through, and this one pops up in the air and comes out to neutral ice, and things will settle down. Puck skittering about, and eventually possession comes away, and it is now taken on by McIver. McIver's shot is quickly padded and then covered up by Johnson. We will have a face-off in the Spartans' defensive zone. The score line still being 4-1, 14:34 remaining in the second period. Both teams getting ready. We have a puck drop, and it is won by the Spartans. Quickly, though, the Buffaloes take possession, but only briefly. And now the Spartans rush out of their end. Spartans bring it as far as the offensive end, but possession's taken back by the Buffaloes, and they come rushing back the other way. With it now and passing right out in front, and a quick shot, and a great chance there for Danos, but Johnson was up to the task and covers up and holds. Both teams making full changes. They prepare now for this puck drop. Face-off is won by the Buffaloes. They send it around the boards, going in hard after it, and gaining possession now are the Buffaloes. Quick pass attempt looking for McIver that goes off the mark. Now the Spartans come away with it. Nanti with it, looking for help from teammates. Thought she had it, but pass was unable to connect, and away with it now come the Buffaloes. Skating hard with possession is Kieft, and her shot gets patted away. A good save from Johnson. A pass up the boards, hoping to connect with Schroeder. Now skating up with it is Levier. Levier looked to send it out in front, but Buffaloes closed that passing lane off, and she was unable to do so. Both teams now scrumming forward along the near wall. It comes free for Levier. She fans on that slap shot, though, and pouncing on it and covering is Hartman. With 13:25 to go in the second period, the scoreline remains 4-1. And we'll have a face-off now on the Buffaloes' defensive end. Stepping up now to take the draw is Wolzman, and she'll win it to herself. Sent back up to the point for Diffendahl. Her shot, a flutterer, goes wide of the cage. Wolzman with it. Now battling for it around behind is Jekyll. And she gets taken down, and that will be a penalty. And then the Buffaloes do touch up, and it will be a power play now for the Spartans. The Spartans scored very quickly on their earlier power play attempt. Good opportunity here for them to claw back within 2 goals. 13:04 remaining in the period. Both teams prepare for the draw. Buffaloes know that this is a big kill. Spartans know this is a big power play. Draw won by the Buffaloes. They look to get it out of their end. They flip it down the ice. And it'll go all the way down, and also winning the race to get to the puck now is McIver. McIver, though, loses it, and away with it now comes Wolzman. Wolzman sets up Cross. Cross brings it into the zone, but it's quickly taken back by McIver, and she dumps it down as far as Astor. Astor sets up Jekyll, but it's quickly turned back over to the Buffaloes, and this time they send it all the way back down, and Astor goes around to play it behind her own net. 1:20 to go in the power play. It gets flipped up in the air, and away with it now comes Lord. Lord on the outside looking for help. She finds Jekyll. Jekyll still on the outside. They're looking to get in the middle. Jekyll walks it out in front, trying to stuff it home, and it winds up squirting loose. And away with it now come the Spartans. Spartans take a shot. That one patted away by Hartman, and now loose in the slot, but Hartman jumps on it and covers for a faceoff. 52 seconds to go in the power play for the Spartans. If you can get out of this kill right now and you're the Buffaloes, it's crisis averted, and you keep your 3-goal lead, and you're feeling pretty comfortable right now if you're the Buffaloes. If the Spartans make it 2, you might just have to start to panic. Buffaloes win the draw, though. Now skating down ice and dumping it down is MacArthur. MacArthur has 2 tonight. She's looking for a 3rd. Coming away with possession there for the Spartans. The Spartans now in control of Crum. Crum walks by one, looks to take a shot and does, but it's patted away by Hartman. And now dumped off the glass, and it was ruled to be played by a high stick. So we'll have a draw. Face-off coming all the way back to the Spartan defensive end. That hurts with only 19 seconds left on your power play. They have to win this draw, and they might have time for one more rush. Now the Spartans get set up. Face-off is won, and a quick shot there from the Buffaloes. That one goes wide. Now the Spartans with it. They look for a cross-ice pass for Crum. That one goes off the mark, and that will be the end of this power play. 4 seconds left. Not enough time for a rush. A good shot, a good and solid kill by the Buffaloes to hold on to this 3-goal lead. Puck played down ice, and now cross ice, and a quick shot there. McIver looking to find Twine, unable to do so. Quickly, it's dumped around the boards. Going in after it now is Wada. It's played back up to the point where it's taken by Isabart. Now played cross ice looking for McIver. That passed just a bit off the mark. McIver had room in the slot. The Spartans with it now. Look to push by, but it skitters down back behind the Buffalo goal. And the Buffaloes come away with possession. Only briefly, though, as now the Spartans have it again. They put the puck right out in front, but no one's there to pot it home. And now the Buffaloes get it out of their end, and away they come. A quick wrist shot. It's covered up, and Johnson will just hold it for a face-off. Halfway through this hockey game, the score is 4-1 in favor of Colorado right now. Michigan State not going down without a fight. They've been playing hard all period. It just hasn't quite paid off yet. Wolzman wins the draw. Michigan State has possession. That puck backhanded out of the zone, and an attempt for Wolzman goes just a bit off the mark. And retreating back to play now is Dreyer. Dreyer, though, loses it. Michigan State with possession. The Spartans looking to get an attack going. That pass, though, intercepted by the Buffaloes, but quickly taken right back by Wolzman. Now a shot from the slot gets blocked aside. A good chance there for Jekyll. Now skating down ice with it. With possession of the Buffaloes, a possible 2-on-1. Shot in there goes wide. And now with possession is Danos. Danos puts it out in front. It's loose in the slot still. Now it gets sent up to the point. Quick shot back into the melting pot as both teams continue to spar for it. And eventually the Spartans come away. 2-on-2 now for the Spartans. They lug into the zone. Wolzman looking for a shot, takes a couple jabs at it, and it goes all the way in on Hartman, and she'll cover for a draw. 9:09 to go in this second period. Hartman having a strong game, and that has allowed her team this 3-goal lead right now. Both teams getting set for the draw. There's the puck drop, and the draw is won by the Spartans. Slap shot from the point goes wide of the cage. Both teams battle for it. And eventually coming away with possession. No! Mishandling of the puck there from the Buffaloes, and the Spartans keep it in their end. The Spartans now hold at the point. Quick wrist shot through traffic, and it just goes wide. Now around behind and dished out in front. Hartman doesn't like seeing that puck in her blue paint. She jumps on it and covers for another draw. Both teams making full 5-woman changes. Personnel swaps for both teams. Defensive zone draw here for the Buffaloes. Face-off is won by the Buffaloes. Very important to win those defensive zone draws, stops your opponent from setting up an attack. They're turned over in the zone though, and now the Spartans have a chance to keep it in the zone, but they're unable to as it gets out to neutral ice. And coming away with it now are the Buffaloes. The Spartans though regain possession and attempt to dump it down, but that's chopped down by Danner. But battling for it now, and Dreyer manages to keep possession though. And Buffalo loses it, but only briefly. Crisis averted there. A good defensive play by MacArthur. Pass cross ice looking for MacArthur, goes off the mark, and now the Spartans take possession. Crum was trying to bring it in there, but offsides will prevent her from doing that with 7:51 to go in the second period. Still plenty of time in this game for the Spartans to mount a comeback, down 3 goals. They've been playing well, they just haven't been able to get one past Hartman. Played off the boards by the Spartans. Just a little bit too far though, and coming away with it now is Danos. Danos with a chance there, but she's unable to make the play. And now it gets played back by the Spartans into their own defensive end. Spartans now at neutral ice, looking to lug it into their offensive end. Buffered briefly by the Buffaloes, and now the Buffaloes come away with possession. Buffaloes send it around the boards. It's taken now by the Spartans. They control in their own defensive end. Now turned over out in front for the Buffaloes, but the shot unable to be placed on goal. Now the Buffaloes from their own offensive end look to send it around the boards, but the Spartans regain possession. But now the Buffaloes gain it back in their offensive end, looking to generate an attack. And a quick shot there, looking for a hat trick. That doesn't work. And it's gloved out of the air by Johnson. A couple good chances for MacArthur as she strives for that hat trick. Not quite on that possession. 6:45 to go in the second period. Another penalty coming up for the Buffaloes. That penalty is being assigned to Kendall Santelli, a freshman out of Crested Butte, Colorado. And now another opportunity for the Spartans to pull within 2 in this game. That face-off, though, is won by the Spartans. Now controlled up at the point, sent down low for Wolzman. She tries a couple shots, can't get either one on frame. Now it's battled for right in the slot. Neither team can seem to pull away with it, and finally the Spartans do, but it's all the way back out in the corner now. Now again, it's still sparred for. Neither team's been able to gain possession. It's been 30 seconds of this power play. Both teams just scraping away at it. Finally, the Spartans come away and take a shot. That one goes wide. Now Wolzman with possession. Wolzman plays cross ice. She was looking for Lord. That passed just a bit too far, though. And now battling for it along the wall is Ugletta. Ugletta comes away with it. She drops off, and a quick shot from Lord. Oh, and right in front with it on her stick was Cross, but a strong defensive effort, and Cross was unable to pull the trigger. Puck goes back across for Lord. Lord plays it around behind, but it's taken there by the Buffaloes, but they're unable to clear the zone as Lord has it once more. Lord up to the point for Astor. Astor, first-time shot. That one gets patted away by Hartman. Wolzman with it. She sends it to the point for Astor. Astor lets a bomb go through traffic, doesn't find its way through. The Buffaloes still unable to clear the zone as Astor holds the blue line. She sends it down low for Wolzman. Wolzman walking out in front. She takes a shot, and it goes just over the net. A great opportunity just by the boards. And the Buffaloes now attempting to clear the zone. Unable to do so, and now Wolzman walking back in with it again. Wolzman walking across the net mouth. She takes a shot and buries it! Wolzman, second time's the charm in this case, almost looking exactly the same as her first chance, walking across the net mouth. This time doesn't put it too high, reins herself in and shelves it right under the crossbar, and just like that, it is 4-2. And Michigan State's back in this game. These power play opportunities are helping them out. They're 2 for 3 so far tonight. You've got to be more disciplined if you're Colorado. If not, Michigan State will make you pay, and they're going to climb back into this game. 5:12 to go in the second period. 2-goal game now. Face-off won by the Buffaloes. Crum with possession. Dangles by one. Looking to get by a second one, and does. Looking to get through the whole team. That doesn't quite work. And now a shot in and is covered up by Hartman. Michigan State seemed to be worrying around with a whole lot more energy than they were about 5 minutes ago. Only down 2 now. Feels a lot more doable than 3. Skating around with it now off the face-off win are the Buffaloes. Looking to clear it out of their end. They will get it out of the zone. They can get it up to neutral ice, but the Spartans looking to bring it right back into the zone. Unable to do so, though, and now away with it comes MacArthur. MacArthur loses possession, though. Now the Spartans control. Spartans looking to clear their zone. They do, but MacArthur brings it right back into the end. Now it gets dumped around the boards, and going after to play it is Ugletta. Ugletta sets up Diffendahl. Diffendahl goes back to Ugletta as they play a game of catch. Now that pass goes a bit too far, and the Buffaloes gain possession at neutral territory. A strong effort there, and a great effort from her knees is Kieft. Does a great job to hold the zone. Looking to twist it out in front there, but that doesn't work. A strong effort from Daly. Now set up and coming away with it is McIver. McIver, and they're going to rule her offsides. With 3:44 to go in the second period, we will have a face-off at neutral ice. As Buffalo playing hard right now, looking to counter the goal that was just scored by the Spartans. Both teams now getting set up for the draw. And there's the puck drop, and walking her man is Wolzman. Now set up for Wolzman. Wolzman with space, and it goes right across the net mouth and somehow stayed out. The puck was loose in front. Wolzman was the only player there, and just a great defensive effort. A couple of Buffalo players came diving in and managed to keep that puck out by some miracle. Now intercepted, and now Wolzman controls again. Wolzman having a very good game so far. With it behind the net, she sends it out in front. A shot, and that one goes just wide as well. The Spartans still control. They set it up cross ice. And a quick shot there by Graham. That one patted away by Hartman. Coming away now with possession is MacArthur. MacArthur dumps it in as she desperately needed a change along with the rest of the Buffaloes team. They get their line change. And now here come the Spartans. Graham with possession. She flips it into the zone and goes after it herself. Weaver now coming to help. Now it's eventually chopped down in possession taken by Cross. Cross unable to get anything going, and away with it now comes Kieft. Kieft walks in and takes a shot, and a solid glove save, a quick flash of the leather from Johnson, and we'll go to a draw with 2:20 remaining in the second period. A defensive zone draw for the Spartans as the Buffaloes prepare. Both teams now approach the face-off circle. There's the puck drop, and it is won by the Spartans. Puck squirts into the up into the near wall. Now both teams battle for it. Both teams continue to scrum, and eventually coming away with it is the Spartans. 2 minutes to go in the period. Spartans continue to push. And now possession for the Buffaloes. They force a defensive zone turnover by the Spartans. Play cross ice. Still controlled. Right now with it is Kieft. Kieft puts it out in front, and no one able to get a stick on it as all their sticks were lifted up by Spartans. Both teams now battle for it behind the net, and eventually coming away with it is Daly. Daly sets it up top, and a good chance for Danos, but her shot gets blocked down. Daly with it, and her shot goes just wide. Both teams now go back to battling for it along the near wall. Neither team seems to be able to come away with it. It flips up into the air and into the bench, and we'll have a draw. 1:09 to go in the second period. The score remains 4-2 in favor of the Buffaloes. The Spartans have been pushing hard really through the whole second period. It was a bad turnover that led to the Buffaloes getting their lone goal this period. But it actually the puck was not flipped up into the bench area. It was a penalty called on the Buffaloes. And they're going to take a timeout to talk about this kill. Right now you have the Spartans who are 2 for 3 on the power play. If they can jump it up to 3 for 4 and possibly, I mean, it looks almost like the exact same scenario you saw at the end of the first. Just over a minute remaining in the period, a power play starting up here for the Spartans. You have to start to think, you have to wonder about the smaller roster of the Colorado Buffaloes possibly getting tired as we come in here later into the period and they start taking these penalties, which can sometimes be a sign of exhaustion. You take a hooking penalty or something of that sort, a hook or a trip, and next thing you know, now you have a team that's tired and down a player, and the Spartans generate another goal. Suddenly it's 4-3 going into the third period, anyone's hockey game. Buffaloes now coming out of their timeout. Both teams, though, have a plan. Whether you win or lose this face-off, you know exactly what to do. There's a set play one way or the other. If the Spartans win this draw, look for a quick set play. Could lead to an early goal in this power play, much like we saw on the last power play that they had to end a period. Face-off, though, is won by the Buffaloes. Buffaloes send it around the boards, but in possession now is Wolzman. Wolzman's been having a fantastic game. She sets it up at the point. Now played cross ice, a quick shot. Swallowed up and frozen by Hartman. 54.7 to go in the second, 1:45 in the penalty. This penalty will overlap into the second period by about 51 seconds. So almost half the power play. And there's the draw. This time it is won by the Buffaloes. Buffaloes send it around, but the only players there are Spartans, and they come away with possession. Sent up to the point, and with it is Astor. Astor shot through traffic, found its way all the way through, but it is stopped by Wolzman. Set back up for Astor. Astor lets it go through traffic again, and this time Wolzman snares it in the trapper, and we'll have another draw. While the puck is going through traffic, Wolzman's doing a good job to make sure she has a clear line of sight, and as long as she has a clear line of sight, a shot from that far away, she's going to stop it, barring deflection. Now approaching the face-off dots, both teams getting ready. And the Buffaloes have won this draw as well. So far they've won all 3 draws, and this time cranked around the boards. Astor unable to get there, and now with 27 to go in the period, the Spartans are all the way back in their own defensive end looking to restart the rush. Buffaloes managed to knock player down through body contact and force the play to retreat back, where the Spartans now hold behind their own net with 10 seconds left. Enough time for one more rush, maybe one shot, maybe a quick shot and a rebound. 4 seconds to go. Entering the zone now is Wolzman. Wolzman walks her way out in front and a quick shot. Covered up and frozen. A great save by Hartman. Wolzman walking her way through an entire team and getting a shot on goal with just 10 seconds from starting behind her own net. Johnson going to go ahead and come to the bench because with 0.9 seconds left, no chance the Buffaloes could generate a counterattack, so 6 people on the ice. Face off 1, and that will do it for the second period. 50 seconds of the power play will overlap for the Spartans, so we'll have a 1-woman advantage for the first 50 seconds of the third period. The score right now is the Colorado Buffaloes 2 and the Michigan State Spartans, the Colorado Buffaloes 4 and the Michigan State Spartans 2. As we prepare now for the third period, we'll be back for that period right here on the ACHA YouTube network. And we are back at the Ohio Health Ice House here in Columbus, Ohio. This is the practice arena for the Blue Jackets, but right now it is the home of the ACHA Women's D1 National Tournament. This game is the first of a best-of-3 series between the Colorado Buffaloes and the Michigan State Spartans. The Buffaloes are currently up 4-2, but come into this period with 50 more seconds of a penalty to kill off. If the Spartans can get a goal here to kick off this period, watch out for a potential comeback. They were down 4-1 at one point in the third, and in that situation, Maddie Wolzman walked through the entire Buffaloes team that was on the ice at the time and buried a goal, making it 4-2. And now with this power play opportunity, you already have a team that is 2 for 3 on the day on the power play, with a chance now to go 3 for 4. Definitely a threat to do so. The Buffaloes are on the ice ready to go. The Michigan State team, the Spartans, are getting a few more words of encouragement from head coach Robert Blackburn, and now they come out to take the ice to kick off this third period. Referee getting ready to drop the puck, and we are about to get underway in the final frame of regulation here in Columbus, Ohio. And there is the puck drop. The Spartans win the draw, and we are underway here in the third period. Wolzman with possession. She plays it back now, and it's controlled by Astor. Astor plays back up for Wolzman. Wolzman slips by one, walking into the zone, sets it right out in front. Unable to pot it home, though, was Jekyll. Up to the point now for Astor. Astor plays off the boards, looking for Wolzman, and connects. Wolzman with possession. Wolzman plays cross ice, and it's taken on now by Lord. Lord plays it up to Astor at the point. Astor lets one go backdoor, and now it rebounds out to Wolzman. Wolzman takes a shot, and the puck's still loose, and now it goes right through the crease. No one able to get anything on it, though, and it comes all the way back out the zone, where it's played back in her own defensive zone by Astor with 4 seconds to go. 2-1, and we are back to even strength here in this third period. The Buffaloes have killed it off. Puck loose in the Spartan offensive zone. Buffaloes, though, come away with possession. Ash flips it ahead. She goes after it. She was looking to set it up to a teammate. That goes unsuccessful, and now Schroeder takes it. But now coming away with it is McIver. Schroeder, though, playing it from her own defensive end now. Looking to lug it out. She does so. Schroeder bringing it all the way into the offensive end. Gets played around the boards, where it's now taken on by DeCossin. DeCossin cranks it around the boards, where Schroeder's there to play. Schroeder sets it up out in front. No one able to pull the trigger, though, for the Spartans. DeCossin regains possession and looks to send it back around behind. Delayed penalty coming up, and it looks like it is once again on the Buffaloes for a cross-check. This will be the 5th power play of the game now for the Buffaloes, or the penalty of the game for the Buffaloes. The Spartans have yet to take a penalty in this one. The Spartans are currently 2 for 4, 50% on the power play, and they'll look to capitalize on this one and cut this lead that the Buffaloes have down to 1. Both teams prepare for the puck drop. Getting tossed from the draw is Kieft. And the draw is won by the Spartans, and it's just out of the reach of Astor, maybe a couple inches, if that. And Astor, unable to play, has to retreat back to neutral territory, where she now plays on for Lord. Now gets played cross ice, and with it is Wolzman. Wolzman goes across for Lord. Lord pulls the trigger, puck loose out in front off a rebound. No one able to get to it, though, and Wolzman plays it back to Astor along the far wall, and we have a delayed penalty. Wolzman walking across ice. Johnson's to the bench, extra attacker on, 6-on-4, but the Buffaloes touch up, and we will have penalty. Just like that, it will now be a 5-on-3 for 1:26, and a fantastic opportunity if you're a Spartan to get back into this game. 4-2, 17:40 to go. Now you've got a 5-on-3 for 1:26, and still a power play after that. The earlier you score in the 5-on-3, the longer you'll have on the power play. Possibly a good chance here for them to draw even in this game. And this face-off is won by the Spartans, and a quick shot all the way up from the point catches glass, and it comes back out. now played by Weaver. Controlled around, and another quick shot there. And that shot coming from Crum is now taken again by Weaver. Weaver goes up to the point. It gets played cross ice for Crum. Crum plays it across, and a quick shot, and that one covered up by Hartman. A good chance for Weaver, but we will have a face-off. 1:03 to go in the 5-on-3, 1:37 to go in the power play advantage as a whole. The Spartans going back with the first power play line, containing Wolzman, Astor, and company. Cross on the face-off for the Spartans. She loses the draw, but Astor does a good job holding it at the blue line. She fakes a drive and then receives a pass right back from Lord. Holding up at the point, she takes a wrist shot. It deflects off a Buffaloes player and goes to Wolzman. Back up to Astor. Astor to Wolzman. Wolzman with a drive. That one gets deflected just wide of the cage, and it gets sent around the boards and out of the zone where Astor will play it at neutral ice. Astor plays cross ice where it's taken by Lord. Lord unable to maintain possession, and it squirts free all the way back to the defensive end where Wolzman will take it. Wolzman bringing it up through neutral ice, looking to set up the attack again. Wolzman walking it down low, into the slot for a shot, and Hartman covers with 16 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. We will have a draw. You got to win this draw right here if you are the Spartans. It sets you up with a good chance to develop an attack at the very end of this 5-on-3. They come away with the puck, Lord with it. Lord controlling, she plays it up for Astor. Astor goes back down low for Lord. Lord, first time shot goes wide. Wolzman plays it. We're back now to 5-on-4. Across ice now for Lord. Just a bit too far, she's unable to get a shot away. As it's played up to the point now for Astor. Astor takes a drive, and it's snared out of the air and frozen by Hartman. Both teams now prepping for another faceoff. 21 seconds in the power play advantage for the Spartans. They go with the second unit. This draw is won by the Buffaloes and cranked right down the ice where it's settled by Johnson with just 15 seconds to go. Enough time for one last power play rush here for the Spartans. The Spartans lug it through neutral territory. Going after it now is Graham. Graham racing in, but it will be another penalty on the Buffaloes. We have not played a single second of even strength in this third period. The Buffaloes can't stay out the box. Now for 4 seconds, it'll be a very abbreviated 5-on-3, and then another power play following up right afterwards. 5-on-4 advantage for the Spartans. Ensuing. That face-off won by the Spartans, but it goes out to neutral ice. The Spartans now take it, and it's a 5-on-4 for another minute 50. That pass, though, turned over to the Buffaloes. They attempt to clear the zone, though, and it's fanned on. So now with it is Crum. Crum's shot floats up in the air, but is snared by Hartman. And with a minute 40 left in the power play advantage for the Spartans, we will go to a face-off. Face-off is won by the Buffaloes, but glove down and a quick shot coming from Ugletta. Played around the boards now, and the Spartans attempt to get an attack started here. Walking down low was Crum, unable to get a chance away though. Crum continuing to circle around the zone, looking for a chance. Crum still on the puck. She eventually sends it around the boards for Weaver. Weaver sets it up for Crum. Crum unable to pull the trigger in the slot though, and it goes all the way around where it's taken by Johnson. Johnson settles, and it's taken by DeCosson. DeCosson passes on, and now it gets set up for Wolzman. Wolzman takes a shot through traffic looking for deflection. That doesn't work. And now it's twisted around and controlled still by the Spartans. Set up at the point for Astor. Astor's shot gets deflected out in front and they score. And just like that, it's 3-4 and the Spartans are win this game. A deflection out in front by the captain, Cross. And she has her first goal of the tournament, and just like that, it is 4-3. Spartans down 1, and if the Buffaloes cannot play disciplined hockey and stay out the box, it will very quickly be tied. Both teams now approaching the center face-off circle. And this draw is won by the Spartans. Spartans with it at the point. That shot almost deflected out in front. Looking for it there was Lavier. That doesn't work though, and it gets sent back out to neutral ice by the Buffaloes. With possession now are the Spartans, but mishandling it, and now a breakaway and a quick shot, and they score right back. Leah MacArthur with the hat trick. She forces another turnover. That's the second time she's done that this game. Turnover right in front of Johnson, and right when it looked like the Spartans were climbing back into this game, Leah MacArthur answers as she has throughout this game, her third of the team's 5, and a hat trick for her in the opening day of the tournament. Lead extended back to 2 goals. Still plenty of hockey to be played. Anyone's game here. And the Spartans approach the face-off circle. Looking to just walk her face-off opponent. There was Crum. That doesn't work. And now it's taken on, and the Buffaloes send it through neutral ice, but it's taken now by the Spartans. Crum bringing it into the offensive end. She mishandles it though. And now it's turned over. Coming away with it is Wada. Wada dumps it into the zone. Going after it and gaining possession are the Spartans. The Spartans play, and Crum with possession at neutral. Bringing it through, dangling past players, getting it out into the slot, but unable to do anything with it beyond that point. Spartans, the Buffaloes play it out of their zone. The Spartans immediately send it right back in though, but the Buffaloes have it now in their defensive end. Savic with possession, looking to crank off a shot. That gets blocked out in front by the Buffaloes. But now Wolzman with it, looking to pull the trigger, and does, and just over the top of the cage. Just about labeled that one right for the corner. And now it gets sent back out to center ice, where it is played on by DeCossin. And DeCossin's bring into the zone is offsides, so we'll have a face-off back at center ice with 12:36 to go in the third period. Wolzman on the draw for the Spartans. She wins it back, and the Spartans dump it into the zone. Going in after it now is Astor. Unable to win that race though, and now the Buffaloes gain possession, but quickly turned over, and the Spartans regain it in their offensive end and send it back around the boards, where Wolzman takes behind the net. Wolzman sets up out in front, and that pass just a bit too far. She was looking for Jekyll. With it now, and flipping it out, and here come the Buffaloes. Buffaloes on the rush. On the puck now is Danos. She sets it up, looking for help. Doesn't find any, and away comes Wolzman. Wolzman flips it in and goes after it. Wolzman still on the puck now in the far corner. She goes down though, and now players continue to scrum forward along the far wall, and eventually the Buffaloes come away. Racing with it down ice now is MacArthur. She's got a hat trick, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind one more in this game. As twisting it onwards now are the Spartans, and going after it is the Spartans' most recent goal scorer, Cross, and her shot gets patted away and is now flipped out, and the Spartans have it still in their offensive end. Weaver going around behind to play. There it's taken by the Buffaloes, if only briefly, as Cross chops it back in deep and Weaver plays again. But now she's stripped of it, and away comes Hannafy. Hannafy plays up to the point, and it is covered up, and we will have a face-off. I believe the faceoff is coming outside the zone as it was covered up on a delayed offsides. I don't think that Hartman realized it was a delayed offsides, and that's exactly what we have. Faceoff coming outside into neutral territory. And this draw is won by the Spartans. Spartans attempting to gain possession. Just a battle right now at neutral territory. Both teams scrumming with it, and eventually away pull the Buffaloes. And a quick shot from the high slot. A good opportunity for Ash, but it's covered up and held for a face-off by Johnson. 10:39 remain in this third period. Still plenty of time for the Spartans, but they need to be trying to do something quickly. This face-off is won by the Buffaloes, and a quick shot goes just wide of Johnson. Both teams continue to scrap for it. It goes around behind, and the Buffaloes still hold possession. Dumping it back around the boards there. And now a quick chance, and covered up. A good opportunity for MacArthur as she continues to scrap and battle for number 4. Both teams making full substitutions off this frozen play from Johnson. Now a defensive zone draw for the Spartans. Won by the Buffaloes. Played in deep there by Dreher. And now that one just out of the reach of Dreher. And the Buffaloes will retreat all the way back down. But it is frozen by Hartman. And we'll have a draw all the way on the other end of the ice. This time in the Buffaloes' defensive end. Buffaloes win the draw. Now turned over though, and the Spartans have possession in their offensive end. Wrist shot all the way from the point, gets all the way through on goal, but Hartman gloves it and covers for a draw. 9:56 remain in the third period. The score remains 5-3 in favor of Colorado. Both teams approaching the face-off circle. And there is the puck drop. The draw is won by the Buffaloes. They try to flip out of the zone, but it's held in and dumped back down by the Spartans. Bolzmann going after it, unable to gain possession. Now she does. Now both teams scrapping for it, and eventually coming away and sending it around the boards was Jekyll. Now both teams in the far corner battling for it. Neither team really able to come away with anything. And finally gaining possession are the Spartans. Passed across ice, and a quick wrist shot gets blocked down right in front by the Buffaloes. And now the Buffaloes come away with possession. Skating with a whole lot of speed now, and a bunch of nifty moves, and a great goal. Maura Kieft walking through the whole team, and then buries it 5-hole on Johnson. A whole lot of speed, and just like that, it is 6-3 in favor of the Buffaloes as they look to just bury this game, and we are going to see a goaltender change. Hannah Johnson is out, and subbing in for her is Catherine Hamer. Hamer going to give it a go now after Johnson had let in 6, although you really can't blame her looking at the goals that were let by. Graham sends it into the middle. And coming away with it now are the Buffaloes, but possession taken quickly back by Cross, but she's immediately stripped, and away with it come the Buffaloes. Buffaloes flip it out of the point, and a long shot is covered up by Hamer. That's good for a fresh goalie to get a easy shot like that for your first chance. Goalie's not warm, hasn't gotten a stretch or anything. So Hamer will appreciate a floater from the point to be the first shot on goal. Puck face-off won by the Spartans. It's flipped out of the zone by Weaver. And now going after it to retrieve are the Spartans. The Buffaloes come away with it though. And the Spartans try to flip it back in, but that fails. And possession now for the Buffaloes. Flipping it in now is Hanafi. She can't get it any farther than neutral ice though, and it's played on by Dreyer. Dreyer plays it all the way in to the Spartan defensive zone where they now play. With it right now is Graham. Graham goes cross ice, and playing it now is Crum. Crum trying to walk her way through the whole team, almost succeeds. Not quite though, and away with it comes McIver. McIver loses possession though. And the Spartans touch up, and they look to get their attack started. Spartans play back looking for Astor. Astor able to twist it onwards, but now it is taken away and played by Klieft. Now it's flipped into the zone, and going off for a change is Wada. Playing around in their own defensive end are the Spartans, looking to figure out a way to get out of the zone. They play over for Astor. Astor plays ahead, and coming away with it now is Wolzman. Wolzman tripped up from behind, and this will be a power play opportunity for the Spartans with 6:52 remaining in the third. Still plenty of time. I say plenty, just enough time to still get back into this game. 7 minutes is enough time, especially when you come in here on a power play, but it has to happen here. This power play has to lead to a goal. You bring it within 2, and then you got to hope maybe another power play, 5-on-5 goal, and then you can get one with the goalie pulled. But this is a big power play right here, and I think both teams are well aware of that. It gets dumped down by the Buffaloes, settled around behind by Hamer, and coming to get it is Astor. Astor with possession, looking for the long stretch pass. Almost connecting there with Jekyll, but it gets sent back out to neutral ice where it is played by Astor. Astor plays across for Wolzman. Wolzman sets it back up for Astor. Astor winds up and lets one go where it is covered up and held for a face-off. A strong save there from Hartman. First power play line staying on the ice for the Spartans. They tend to run the entire 2-minute shift if possible. And this draw is won by the Buffaloes. They go to flip it out, but Astor gains possession. Astor nearly winds one up, but decides against it. Now it is taken on by Lord. Lord leaves for Astor. Astor goes across off the boards for Wolzman. Wolzman controls, walking across ice, decides to leave it for Astor. Astor goes back for Wolzman. Wolzman takes a wrist shot, that doesn't work, takes a second wrist shot. That one doesn't get through either, and now it is played out by the Buffaloes. And coming in right fresh off the bench is Savage. Savage plays ahead for Wolzman. Wolzman flips it in on goal, and it's covered by Hartman. And with 46 seconds left in the Spartan power play, we have a face-off. The Spartans are going with a personnel change, going with that second power play unit led by Crum. Crum unable to win the draw though, and Graham going after it. She's unable to gain possession, but now it is taken on and controlled by Diffendahl. A quick chance there. That one's covered up, and Hartman makes another save on this power play. You can't fault the Spartans due to a lack of shots on this power play. They've been unloading them at every given opportunity, and they just haven't found twine yet. Face-off won by the Buffaloes. They look to clear the zone, and they will. It goes all the way down. Hamer comes out, and she will settle and leave now. And it is taken on by Savage. Savage plays it down ice. It's flipped across for Diffendahl. Diffendahl backhands one. And a quick chance over there for Graham, but Graham unable to make anything happen. And now coming away with it and flipping it back out are the Buffaloes. This one on Hamer, so no icing as we are back to even strength. Hamer will cover, and with 4:48 remaining in the third period, we are back to even strength hockey, and it will be a defensive zone draw upcoming for the Spartans. Both teams getting ready at the face-off circle now. It is won by the Buffaloes. Walking in and looking to take a shot, and a quick chance there. Wall falling. A great shot there from our most recent goal scorer, Kieft. And another shot coming, and this one covered up. A strong shot from DePonio, but that one frozen by Hamer. And a good effort from her in her brief appearance in this game so far. Hamer may very well be trying to make the case to win the starting job next game. And here we go, the very first power play of the entire game for the Buffaloes. First penalty to the Spartans with 4:37 to go. When you're down 3, this is probably the worst possible time they could have taken it. It's a hooking call, and that one gets sent all the way down where it is settled by Hartman. She plays it out, and now going after it and gaining possession is MacArthur. MacArthur plays cross ice where it's taken on now by Isabert. She circles around the zone. Now it's set up for Ash. Ash goes back across ice. It goes back to Ash. Ash takes a shot, that one wide. Now it's taken and played around. Played ahead by Daly. MacArthur on the puck now. MacArthur with it down low. Daly coming in to give assistance. MacArthur got pinned along the boards. Now Daly tied up along the boards, and eventually a Spartan comes away with it. The Spartans get it out as far as neutral ice, and Ash flips it back in. The Spartans flip it right back out, and it's past Ash, but back there to settle it is MacArthur, and MacArthur plays it ahead where it's taken on by Ash, but she's stripped of the puck by Wolzman. Now Wolzman coming in with an opportunity, but she's bodied off the puck, and coming away with it now is Kieft. Kieft leaves it off and hoping to get it back there, but it winds up just being dumped in where it is settled by Hamer. And then coming around behind to take it is Danos. Danos on the puck in the near corner, bodied off of it briefly, and now it's flipped up to the point, going cross ice and taking a shot through traffic, and a good chance right out in front for Daly, and she's unable to put it home. Now it's played back up to the point. Hannafy with it. Her shot gets chopped down out in front, and another good opportunity for Danos. Now McIver on it. She goes back for Danos. Danos decided to get back up at the point, and a shot from Hannafy goes well over the cage. And now with 2:30 left, we're back to even strength, and the Spartans have possession. The Spartans flip it out, and going in after it and touching up for the icing is Dreher. 2:20 to go in the third. Spartans unable to change, but they did make a change right before that icing, so they're just fine. Fresh-ish legs on the ice. And the Spartans are actually going to take a timeout, make sure that they are prepared for the last 2 minutes, 20 seconds in this game. With 3 goals to score, it's a tall order, but technically not impossible. I mean, crazier things have happened. Can't rule it out quite yet. Michigan State looking for a miracle. If they were to pull this off, someone would need to write a book about it. Both teams talking up plans for what they're going to do, win or lose off this draw. Michigan State knowing they need to get it out of their end and get an attack going as quick as possible. Also probably talking up plans for when to pull the goalie and go with the empty net. Both teams now getting ready for the draw. Both teams are, well, the Spartans are ready. Still chatting right now are the Buffaloes, and now they're ready to go, and they come up for the face-off. 2:20 to go in this game. Scoreline remains 3-6 in favor of the Buffaloes, and they'll win the draw. Kieft with a shot. That one goes wide. Both players, some players getting tangled up and eventually coming away with it and flipping it out are the Spartans. Delayed offsides, but they touch up and get onsides, and it doesn't matter because the Spartans have possession anyways. Kieft drops it off now for Daly. Daly bringing it into the zone. She attempts to battle for it and comes away with possession. Leaves it off for Kieft. Kieft flips it around the boards. Multiple players going after it and eventually coming away with it is Crum. Crum racing through everybody. She's got it in by herself. Takes the shot. Unable to pull the trigger though. And now Daly with possession. Daly flipping it out, and it'll go all the way down for what should be and will be an icing. 1:20 to go in this third period. Spartans probably need to get one right off this face-off if they really want to have a realistic shot at this game right now. Wolsman approaching the face-off circle, knowing this is the biggest draw of the game thus far. Face-off won by the Buffaloes. They send it around the boards and Daly plays. Daly flips it down ice and gets it out as far as neutral. And the Spartans looking to restart that attack. Unable to do so. And now Wolsman plays it ahead for Astor. Final minute of the period. Astor still on the puck. She flips it in, but it is now taken by Kieft. Kieft continues to battle for it. And eventually possession goes to the Buffaloes. Buffaloes lugging down ice, and coming away right now is McIver. She's unable to hold possession though and just settles with dumping it into the zone with only 35 seconds to play. That stretch pass attempt winds up connecting with Weaver, even though it was deflected. Now Wolsman walking across the middle and takes a shot, gets it on goal, but unable to finish it are the Spartans. And now the Buffaloes flip one long down ice, just soft enough to where it's short of an icing with 14 to go. Savage with it. It's played ahead and dumped back in by Hannafy. And with 5 seconds to go, the Buffaloes are going to walk away with a 1-0 series lead over the Michigan State University Spartans. This game with a final of 6-3. Both teams will prepare for the next game as Michigan State looks to force a game 3. And the University of Colorado Buffaloes will look to end the series in 2 and get out of here with the series sweep. Both teams will come together for handshakes as we will prepare, as both teams already are starting to get mentally prepared for the next upcoming game. I am Quinn Kuski. I have been with you throughout this game, and I will see you next time on the ACHA YouTube network. This has been Women's D1 National Tournament Play.